wife showed me out a text message, let you know I've been out here since the 80s. I don't know when your dad started radio, but I remember listening to him, all the way east and west and south.
Right.
And then glad you got back on there. I really missed you when you went on there. I run to Cleveland every night, about 11 o'clock to 5 in the morning, and then back to Columbus at 5. So, when you went on there, I was listening to those other guys, and just not the same.
Yeah.
So, but I'm going to retire at the end of this year. And I told my wife, I said, I might have to be waking up at 1 or 2 in the morning just to listen to Steve so I can get the latest and greatest news from you guys.
There you go.
Eagle and Lone Ranger and all them. So, but I called your dad in and called, when you used to have to go to the payphone at truck stops, I'd call in your dad. Sometimes I'd call in just to listen to the broadcast or listen to the radio station because I couldn't get it on my radio.
So you just listen on hold. Yeah, a lot of drivers did that.
Yeah. So, but I sure enjoy the podcast. At least now during the day, I can at least pull that up and listen to it when I'm out doing what I'm going to do. But I'll be 65 in January, so I'm just thought I'd better get in Social Security before it's all gone.
Yeah.
At least get in the system. So, but just wanted to call and say I've been going to miss it out here. Some guys say you're going to miss driving, but I don't think so. So, and then, like you said, I've seen a lot in 42 years.
No doubt about it. Yeah. So, you sent the message earlier about the 42 years. And, several other drivers were congratulating you on that. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate it. And like I said, a couple of drivers say, "Oh, you'll be back." I don't know. It's not as fun out here as it used to be. And it's, going up to Cleveland, I always have a light load. And I'm passing other trucks, and when you're passing another truck, and you see they got their feet up on the dash, and they're watching movie or whatever there is on their iPod or their computer or their phone, because it lights up. I'm thinking you're supposed to be out there driving, paying attention to what's going on.
Yep, right.
So I see a lot of that, but I'll just let you go. But I'm sure I'm gonna miss some time listening to you guys. Like I said, I'll probably wake up and sneak out to the living room, be like Jake State Farm.
Right? Yeah, what's she look like? Yes. Well, I got to ask, have you tried the Hot Shot Secret products, Rudy Tooty? You're being a first-time caller.
No, I haven't.
Well, we got to get you
I was listening Friday to them. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Got to get you a code.
I didn't realize there was other stuff besides. Yeah. Other stuff besides for diesel, because I don't have a diesel vehicle and I drive a company truck, but I think I'm going to try that stuff for the garage doors.
Yeah, all right, you got that.
Yeah,
and in your automobile, you can use the Stiction Eliminator, and you can, of course, use the gasoline, gasoline Extreme. You try them out, and I think you'll be a true believer from this day forward.
I think I will be, too, because that's another thing. I appreciate Hot Shot Secret giving me this radio station so we can listen to you. It was just like I said, it was when you went on there, I'm calling in, where's Steve at? Where's Steve at? Well, he's not here anymore. Well, what's going on? And then I found you on Facebook, and I seen you, when you were starting up. And, of course, I called a bunch of friends of mine, truck drivers, because they were asking, where are you going? I said, somewhere in January you'll be back. So I tried to tell as many people I could for you. So I hope it's a long and you can retire from this. When you decide to retire.
One of these old days, yeah. Well, great. That's great. Well, I got got your number here. We'll get you they'll text you the coupon code, $60. And one of these nights when Chris is back in with us, you got to call us up and tell us what kind of a miracle it worked for you.
I will.
Good deal.
Okay, thank you, Steve.
Have a great night. And all those years, first time caller. All right. Under the industry headlines here on a Monday morning, the motorist who struck a road ranger while he was setting up a detour last week, offering an apology for his mistake. Okay, this was last week in Tampa, Florida, when a semi-truck wrecked, burst into flames, causing a subsequent crash with another vehicle, while a road ranger was then setting up a detour for traffic to avoid the wreckage, when 71-year-old Everett Simpson apparently did not notice the detour or the road ranger and crashed right into him. The road ranger is currently in the hospital with serious injuries. Simpson said he wants him to know that he's sorry. I tried to swerve and miss him. I'm sorry I hit him. Yeah, I tried to tell the policeman to tell him that I was coming around a curve and he was right there. Now, he has since been cited for careless driving. Road rangers are a big family, just like we're a big family at the Department of Transportation. There's some emotions running strong, so we've just asked for prayers and support for the road rangers, according to the Florida DOT. It's surprising and really, unfortunately, anytime you see flashing lights out there, you need to slow down. It doesn't matter if it's a tow truck, a road ranger, law enforcement, ambulance. That's the whole point of the move over law. Slow down, move over a lane, and if you can't move over, you need to drop 20 miles per hour under the speed limit. So 20 miles per hour there in the state of Florida. Then in this particular case, all right, put yourself in his shoes. A truck driver has been charged with second-degree murder after a road rage incident with a motorist that ended in a death. Now, this is last Wednesday in Charleston, West Virginia. 66-year-old James Armstrong. He's the truck driver driving his semi-truck along Route 119 when a red Chevy Cruze, driven by Eric Sammons, pulled in front of his rig at the intersection of Route 119 and Route 52, blocking the rig from going any further. Sammons gets out of his car and he's walking to Armstrong's door while screaming and cursing. The truck driver said he rolled down the window, but Sammons pulled the cab door open, at which point he pulled a .380 Ruger and shot Sammons in the upper chest. Sammons died at the scene. Armstrong's attorney claims the shooting was in self-defense, and Armstrong had no choice but to protect himself. Now, his attorney says as soon as he shot him, he called 911, and he said, "Listen, I just shot somebody. I had no intent to shoot the guy, but I had no choice. I had to protect myself. My client never opened the door." There are witnesses to the effect that Sammons was making threatening comments the whole time he was proceeding back to the semi. He then proceeded to open the door. He was getting physical. It was going to have a physical altercation, at which time my client justifiably fired a shot. Again, so Armstrong now charged with second-degree murder and being held at the Southwestern Regional Jail, a $200,000 cash-only bond. So, what to do? At what point are you justified in maybe pulling the trigger, I guess is my question. Does he have a leg to stand on? Or all right, we'll get back and maybe Grump or some of you can chime in on that. And our number is 844-844-3388. The Steve Sommers Overnight Drive, live from the Hot Shot Secret Studios.
Live from the Hot Shot Secret Studios, the Steve Sommers Overnight Drive.
Some say their truck reflects who they are, dependable and reliable. That's why you trust Blue Def. Now the best just got better. Introducing Blue Def Platinum, a revolutionary innovation with advanced System Shield technology to significantly reduce harmful deposits, to maintain fuel economy, save money on costly repairs, and sustain the life of your SCR system. There's only one DEF to choose. Blue DEF Platinum. The best just got better.
For anything diesel, take it to Scheid Diesel. They provide a wide variety of services and diagnostics to determine what the problem is with the latest technology. From simple oil changes and preventative maintenance to fuel system diagnostics and repairs, engine rebuilds and cylinder head repairs, and rebuilds with our in-house machine shop. They also have on-site DPF cleaning for exhaust issues and DOT inspections. If your diesel is asking for some attention, Scheid Diesel has the specialist you need for anything diesel. Located in Terre Haute and Lafayette, Indiana, and Effingham, Illinois, Scheid Diesel has you covered.
You work hard. You deserve a seat that works just as hard as you do. The Bostrom T-Series seat has provided drivers with comfort for millions of miles over the past 3 decades. Each seat is built right here in the USA and has 4-position front cushion tilt and higher low-profile air suspension with isolator. It's also equipped with many standard and optional comfort features, such as high and mid backrests, 9.4-inch fore-aft slide adjustment, adjustable armrests, and manual or dual air lumbar support system to keep you comfortable throughout your ride. Build your T-Series seat today at BostromSeating.com and ensure your ultimate comfort for wherever the road takes you. Bostrom Seating, the ultimate comfort for the open road.
Keep the bugs off your glass and the smokies off your ass. This is the Overnight Drive with Steve Sommers.
All right, look at 23 past the hour. And it's 844-844-3388. JR, got you coming up here right after we chat with the Grump. Yeah, what do you say, Grump? Happy Monday.
Hey, yeah, happy Monday, buddy. You know, I heard Chevy guy. Don't get me going on that guy. But that was uncalled for. You know, I think that guy's got a pretty good case in West Virginia. I really do. I mean, they have a stand your ground law, and a lot of them applies only to residents. But there's not really a place for him to retreat, and that's a key word. You know, if he felt that his life was threatened, and he, pulled a gun and shot a guy. I know somebody jerks my door open there, shot son of a gun. You know, that's just the way it is, man. I'm not going to take a chance on some idiot, hurting me or harming me. You know, my family depends on me, but but you got people out there that it just doesn't register in their damn head, Steve. You know, I've got 2 videos right now that I've saved, and both of them were just trucks, driving. These idiots out here today, like one of them just a little bit ago, coming down 65 just outside of Marshall, Missouri, just did this donut, cut, on a turnaround crossover there on the Highway 65. He was going northbound, just cuts into the crossover right in front of me, man. I mean, just right in front of me, and it's raining like hell, and he could see me. I'm on the brakes and pumping the brakes, hitting them pretty hard, and kind of getting the truck to slide a little bit, but it was absolutely ridiculous. And by the time I got stopped, all the guy could say was, no see you. Okay. I'm thinking, what the hell is wrong with these people? It's like, I don't know, man. I'll tell you, it's just, our government's just allowing this crap to happen, with all these foreign nationals that, they do good to speak English, and yet they're out here, damn near killing people. So it's crazy, but, like I say, that's a damn shame. Here a guy is, somebody pulls around in front of him. I had a guy in Cleveland, Ohio there, it was a few years ago. He was in a traffic jam, and he tried cutting over in front of me. And I'm not somebody that holds up traffic, or blocks lanes and stuff like that. I just do my thing, and the hell with that. I don't like it when somebody does it to me. But this fool, big old heavy guy, he comes up and gets out of his car. He's trying to cut over, and I'm coming up to where the lanes were actually splitting off. And here this idiot is. He cuts over like a fool, and right in front of me, and he jams his damn brakes on like I was trying to hold him up. So he gets his big ass out of the car, and I rolled my window down, and he's like, what the hell's wrong with you? Just screaming to high heaven. He's a big dude, man. So I'm getting a hold of, something. And I thought, well, if you come up here and start, fighting with me, we're going to have a problem. And I said, dude, I'm not going to jam my damn brakes on, let you in, get your ass in line with everybody else. Well, we're standing there, and he's arguing with me. And I said, you got more of a problem now than you had a minute ago. He said, what? I said, you damn car's rolling down the hill. And you ought to seen this lard ass trying to catch his car. I mean, just a little bitty car. How he got in it, I don't know. But here he is trying to catch his damn car, and it bumped the car in front of him. I thought, well, here we go. But then some bigger dude gets out of that car, and so I thought, well, this is going to be interesting, and I'm going to catch all this on my dash cam. But this is what's out here today. This is the road rage and all the craziness that's going on with the people. And it's like signs. They put damn signs up. Well, that's just a suggestion. Whether it's a whatever kind of sign it is, I don't give a rat's rear if it's a speed limit sign, do not enter sign. That's just a suggestion. There is absolutely no courteous drivers anymore. Nobody wants to just take a deep breath and relax and realize that they got to share the road with somebody. Coming across 80 today in Iowa, 3 fatality accidents, 3 within 100 miles. It was just, every time you turn around, you get up a little bit of speed there, where you think you're going to be able to make a little bit of time up, boom, dead stopped in the damn road because of idiots that just refused to be attentive to what they're doing. They got to be doing other things, multitasking, tinkering with their phone, pissed off at somebody. I seen one car today that changed lanes he was just bebopping back and forth, and I never lost sight of the guy. I mean, he's driving like a total dumbass, and I never lost sight of him. I mean, he stayed right there in front of me. So I don't know, man, where it's going to end, but, that truck driver, I feel for him. Like I said, if somebody jerks my door open, hey, we're going to deal with it. That's not going to happen. I don't go around, putting my hands on people or jerking doors open, things like that. So, I think he's got a good shot at getting out of it, understand your ground. It's kind of fuzzy there. It talks about a residence. I was reading that law. I'd read that, about that guy that got, in fact, I was there Wednesday. I was going through Charleston Wednesday and on my regular run up to Maryland. But I didn't see anything that happened, so I don't know. But this Taiwan thing, man, this is kind of nuts. We've always had people in Taiwan. We've had troops training Taiwanese military for many years. Everything from just aircraft to basic security and on bases. And this is getting kind of crazy, man. It's this can teeter in a very bad way very quickly. And I just hope the hell that Biden will listen to somebody other than the idiots that are in the Joint Chiefs that are there now. I don't know. I don't know if he will or not. This fool, he's it's a scary thought to think that we would have a major engagement with a country like China, with this bonehead that we got for a president right now in office. And peace through strength. That's always been something. That was Reagan's motto. Peace through strength. And it's a reason why we build up our military. We provide them with the best that we possibly can, and we pay our guys good and our women good and everything. But because they are going to have to go to places that they don't want to go, whether the Chevy guy likes it or not. That's just the way it is. That's the realities of being in the military. I spent 20 years there. Been all over the world doing some crap that, I know my mom and dad, when back in the day was saying, hey, I wish the hell he hadn't, he wasn't there, But I went for, 2 or 3 years without ever, talking to him. I mean, it wasn't that I was, it was just so, we were gone all the time. deployed here and deployed there, and that's just the realities of being in the military, and I loved every minute of it. So, I don't know, man. I tell you, this is a spooky time for this country, because if it's, if we got a coalition of the willing, remember that comment from Bush 41, and we got a coalition of the willing, and that's one of the things that so many countries that got involved in Desert Storm, then Desert Shield, or Desert Shield and then Desert Storm, we had a coalition of people that had the same thoughts that we did, and we had a military to back it up. We had over 1 million troops that were deployed everywhere. I mean, that's just the way it was. And now, of course, we're leaner and we have a lot better equipment and different things. But do we have the leadership to implement what we need to do? And it's, whether it's a scary thought or not, the reality of it is sometimes you got to go after the guy. I mean, you got China, and they're bucking for a fight. Number one, their economy is collapsing. Mm-hmm. They're doing everything humanly possible right now, and to I don't know, if it happens, Japan, you got Japan right there, you got Australia right there, you got a lot of the British navies moving in a position. We've got a battle group there. Mm-hmm. So I don't know what the hell they would think they were going to gain by it, because if it starts, we will defend Taiwan. I mean, that's just the way it is. It could turn ugly very quick, but there's a lot of people around in the area there. Like I said, you got Japan there that can't stand China. Never have liked them, never will. They'll jump on them in a second. They got a capable Navy, and they got a capable military. So if it happens, it can be a blow up pretty quick. You got Russia, right now. It'd
get ugly like right now. That's my greatest concern. Yep. Well, Grump, we gotta get our news break in here. Bottom of the hour. Lines available on a Back to Work Monday. It is 844-3388. The Steve Sommers Overnight Drive, live from the Hotshot Secret Studios.
USA Radio News with Chris Barnes.
Folks in the nation's heartland said to stay on alert as severe weather could stretch into the night. The Storm Prediction Center forecasting the continued potential for outbreaks of tornadoes with widespread damaging winds in sections of Oklahoma and North Texas. A woman is dead and 14 people injured after a mass shooting at a crowded bar in St. Paul, Minnesota early Sunday morning, and now 3 suspects are being treated for gunshot wounds but will be booked as soon as they're discharged. The mass shooting happening at the 7th Street Truck Park, a bar and eatery near the XL Energy Center in downtown St. Paul. No word on a possible motive. A Facebook VP says the company is trying to make Facebook and Instagram a safer place for teens.
We can't change human nature, and can do is change our product, which is exactly what we're doing.
Facebook's Nick Clegg on CNN's State of the Union. This is USA Radio News.
Life can be full of risks. One thing you shouldn't take a risk with ever is your family's health insurance. If you're self-employed or you now need affordable health insurance, you need to make this free call right now and see how the Health Insurance Helpline can help you get it. We specialize in helping the self-employed and people just like you that need affordable health insurance to get it. We have short and long-term health insurance plans, and some even cover dental, vision, and prescription drugs. Don't take a risk with your family's health insurance. It's not worth it. If you're self-employed or now need affordable health insurance, call right now and learn for free how to get it. Listen, affordable health insurance plans for everyone just like you are a free phone call away. So give us a shout right now.
800-470-8021. 800-470-8021. 800-470-8021. That's 800-470-8021.
You're listening to the Overnight Drive with Steve Sommers.
Do you have a Dodge pickup and hate your automatic transmission? Of course you do. LaVon Miller at Firepunk Diesel here, and we specialize in heavy-duty and performance transmissions for your 3/4 or 1-ton Cummins-powered truck. So if you're interested in turning your stock slush box into a towing monster, call us today at 614-733 888-378-3744 or visit us online at shop.firepunk.com.
Drivers, you demand that your equipment's reliable and dependable, and that also applies to your headset for communication. Well, our friends at Stellar Electronic have you covered. The Pluto Duo headset bundle is the best communication headset you can find in the industry. No matter the challenging environment you're driving in, the Pluto headset will make you sound crystal clear all the time thanks to their 99% noise cancellation. And the Duo's not only a stereo converter for the headset, but also a power bank so you can charge as you go. Learn more at StellarElectronic.com or visit them on Facebook.
At Hot Shot Secret, we share the science behind common diesel problems and their solutions. For example,
Hot Shot Secret Diesel Extreme.
Today's ultra-low sulfur fuels are cleaner, but they leave injector deposits, causing frequent DPF regens and low throttle response. Hot Shot Secret Diesel Extreme is a 6-in-1 fuel additive recommended for all diesel engines. It is formulated with the most concentrated detergent on the market, a top-tier level cetane booster, lubricity enhancer, water demulsifier, rust and corrosion inhibitors, and a fuel stabilizer. Diesel Extreme is a once every 6-month treatment that will clean your entire fuel system, starting at the fuel tank and traveling throughout the fuel lines and fuel pump, and finally completely cleaning your injectors. Hot Shot Secret Diesel Extreme improves your diesel's fuel economy and eliminates excessive black smoke.
Hot Shot Secret Diesel Extreme is available nationwide at truck stops, fine farm and auto stores, and online at hotshotsecret.com. Hot Shot Secret, powered by science.
Diesel Army is on duty 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Burning the midnight oil with the best diesel coverage. All the tech, all the torque. Diesel Army, where there's smoke, there's fire. For the latest news and event coverage, as well as feature and tech articles, sign up for the newsletter and don't miss a thing. Visit dieselarmy.com from the Power Auto Media family of digital magazines. Again, it's dieselarmy.com.
Pureflow Airdog, your leader in fuel air separation system technology. Our systems filter out water, particulates down to 2 micron, and remove all of the air out of your diesel fuel. This allows for nothing but pure, clean diesel fuel to reach the expensive injection system equipped in your vehicle. Not only do our fuel systems protect, they also come in a variety of flow rates to meet your performance needs. Our systems are compact and use OEM-style fittings for an easy installation. Learn more about our product at www.pureflowairdog.com and be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Protect your investment with Pureflow Airdog.
The Overnight Drive with Steve Sommers. Live from the Hot Shot Secret Studios. Call Steve now. 844-844-3388. That's 844-844-3388.
There we go. We'll get some of the other industry headlines coming up here. Meanwhile, lines available at 844-844-3388. There you go. JR, what's going on?
Well, thank you for taking my call. Is this really the Steve Sommers all-night telephone?
Yes, that would be. That's correct, yes.
I mean, am I really talking to the Steve Sommers living legend in his own mind?
In my own mind, yes.
Good morning, Steve. Thanks for taking my call. I got a question for you. You were talking about that truck driver in West Virginia. Do you know if anybody has started a GoFundMe page for his release?
Not that I'm aware of. Yeah, the story I shared, that's all I had. I got it from CDL Life. They had that story, so.
Okay. I was just wondering because I know that guy that driver, the one that killed them people out in Colorado, within a couple hours they had a GoFundMe page to get that to raise money for his bail.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I might lose you here. Bad cell phone zone. But like I say, I was wondering if anybody had started raising any money for his bail.
Yeah, if I find anything further in regards to that, I'll definitely pass it on, but I haven't seen anything as far as that goes. I mean, I got him on a $200,000 bond. That's up there.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good chunk of change.
Yep.
And but now I got a question for you. I've been out. I haven't been listening to your show. I've been down for a month with the China flu.
Oh boy.
But it was thrills, buddy. I'm telling you. Thought I was getting ready to take the big dirt nap. But my question is, and I haven't heard of it from anybody, what is America going to do to retaliate to the Chinese over this China flu? That's my question.
Mm-hmm.
Has our wonderful leadership going to do anything? Or are they just going to, or is China Joe going to sit on his dog?
Yeah, I don't. I mean, even if they do discover the origins were in the lab in Wuhan, which I believe it was, they'll probably just say, well, it was accidental, wasn't on purpose, and that'll be the end of it.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, that is it. I would not wish that stuff on my worst enemy. But anyhow, Steve, as always, it was good to talk to you. Great show. And, by the way, one thing about it, the Hot Shot Secret does work. It works really good. I got in a jam. I need to start a fire real quick. Poured a little bit on the firewood. It took off. And so if you're ever in a jam, you need some quick heat, pour it on a little bit of a tree and she'll like right.
Okay. I don't know if that's a recommendation or not, but okay.
Hey, it saved my bacon. Because that meant I got to eat that weekend. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
All right. Thanks, Steve. Appreciate your time. Have a good morning.
Great to hear from you. Be safe out there. Let me see here. You got the owner-operator, Mike Lamb, said he couldn't really explain it, but as he traveled with his son to Las Vegas for the 2021 Landstar Deliver to Win truck giveaway, he said he had a feeling. Now, he's based in Joshua, Texas. He was one of 5 finalists, all of which were owner-operators leased to Landstar. I really didn't know what to expect, but for one reason or another, it just felt good, he said. A 20% chance. Now, I've been to Vegas several times, and I've never had that good of odds. Basically, I just had my fingers crossed, but while he obviously wanted to win all 5 finalists, everybody wanted to win. He said, I had some mixed thoughts as the announcement drew closer. I'm sitting here thinking, what am I going to do if I win? Do I keep it? Do I sell the truck? I've been thinking about expanding my business. That would give me the opportunity. Now, he went on to say having a truck with an automatic transmission would also be beneficial, as he typically battles heavy traffic on his route from Dallas to Laredo on I-35. Nevertheless, the time had come to pick a winner. Lamb would be the second to select from 5 boxes. They've got A, B, C, D, E. Not sure which box to pick. He turned where many of us do when we need help, and that was to his family. I ended up choosing B for Jelly Bean and Jelly Bean Jr., which are the nicknames I gave my daughter and granddaughter. Yeah, the driver who picked before me chose box A. Afterward, he told me B was going to be his second choice. And I thought to myself, I hope by the end of this, you'll be wishing it was your first choice. But the nicknames paid off. And then some. B was, in fact, the winning box. Lamb was presented with a brand new 2022 Kenworth T680, courtesy of Landstar and ComData. I'm like a lot of owner-operators out there who want to expand their business, provided you can find a driver who'll take care of the equipment. It's a crazy time to be trying to ramp up a business with the whole pandemic, but there's plenty of freight out there right now, no doubt about that. But congratulations to Mr. Lamb. All right, we'll get a quick time out in here and come back with more of your calls. Lines wide open at 844-844-3388. The Steve Sommers Overnight Drive live from the Hot Shot Secret Studios.
Live from the Hot Shot Secret Studios, the Steve Sommers Overnight Drive.
For the last 15 years, the Big Rig Mattress has been manufacturing a premium residential mattress for over-the-road truckers. The main support component of the Big Rig Mattress is an individually pocketed spring cord that delivers the optimal amount of support exactly where you need it. Check out thebigrigmattress.com to learn more about this exceptional mattress. Many sizes are stocked and can ship within 72 hours. Custom sizes also available. 100% made in the USA since 2009.
At Hot Shot Secret, we share the science behind common diesel problems. For example,
product claims without proof.
Every trucker on the road has heard product claims about an additive that simply didn't match their experience. Proof is found from third-party testing by a recognized, credible source. That's proof. Hot Shot Secret's Stiction Eliminator will improve your performance and fuel economy. For proof, we engaged the Ohio State University Center of Automotive Research to conduct an EPA-certified fuel economy test with Stiction Eliminator on a FedEx truck, a 2006 P500 Freightliner with 247,000 miles. The test showed a 3.6% increase in highway driving fuel economy from Stiction Eliminator, an oil additive. The complete report from OSU is available for download at hotshotsecret.com. That's proof.
Hot Shot Secret Stiction Eliminator, available at truck stops, Tractor Supply, O'Reilly's Auto Parts, and online at hotshotsecret.com. Hot Shot Secret, powered by science.
Hi, this is Pete Matouche. In 1999, my brother started the Turbo 3000. We're proud to continue on with his legacy.
The fuel that you've spent your hard-earned money on is completely burned, and that's your profit going right back where it belongs, in your pocket.
For our Canadian customers, you can get the Turbo 3000 from manufacturer direct. Call us at 888-567-1007. For a limited time, save $45 off total purchase using coupon code SteveSaves at turbo3000.com.
And now, back to the Steve Sommers Overnight Drive, live from the Hot Shot Secret Studios.
All right, what else in the mix here? Thanks so much for spending some time with us. Rolling into a Monday. Yeah, let's see. Zorro checking in about an hour ago. Says, I'm a veteran. If I was still on active duty, I would in a heartbeat have given my life before a civilian. That's why we enlisted. To protect the civilians and our country. Billy on board. Morning, Steve Sommers in the Overnight Drive. Folks, 70 degrees in Beulahville, North Carolina tonight. Great to have you with us. Hello to Fred. Happy Monday, Fred. Morning, Steve, and everyone from West Central Louisiana. It's a warm 77 degrees and no rain yet. Larry's on board here. There you go. Good to have you with us, Larry. Meanwhile, it's 844-844-3388. Totally different subject out of China. We've all been kind of, throughout the pandemic, wondering why the numbers coming out of China, where they said, yeah, they had it under control, right? As we dealt with massive outbreaks in the United States and India and countries all around the world. course, we always wonder, you question if anything coming out of China has any truth to it. According to this report, the Chinese regime has notified local authorities to prepare for a large-scale outbreak of COVID, according to leaked internal documents. One document titled Notice of Further Strengthening of Epidemic Prevention was issued by the Chinese regime's State Council, forwarded by the provincial government to local authorities on September 30th. The other is a National Day Epidemic Prevention Notice, issued by the State Council on October 1 and distributed by the Fujian provincial officials to local authorities. The documents are both marked extra urgent. Both notices request enhanced preparations for an emergency response to the outbreak, with the Chinese Communist Party putting forward at least two standards for local authorities. One is to build isolation sites, with local governments required by the end of October to set up isolation centers in rooms of not less than 20 rooms per 10,000 people. The scale of each isolation site must be more than 100 rooms. Now, the population of this province last year, 41.54 million. As of September 19th, the province had set up 35,691 quarantine rooms in 296 critical sites. Based on the standard of epidemic prevention notice, this province will need to build at least 83,000 quarantine rooms by the end of October, which is around 47,000 rooms in less than a month's time. Now, according to one expert, the requirement for the quarantine sites revealed the real situation of the pandemic in China. A former virologist at the U.S. Army Research Institute says, quote, "This reflects the Chinese concern about the rise of the epidemic and must have been concealing the true epidemic in mainland China. Otherwise, it would not suddenly issue a national notice of emergency preparedness." You know, it states, township and street CCP cadres, community grid staff, grassroots medical workers, locking down residential communities. Now, if there's no nucleic acid tests, all the Chinese epidemic prevention measures are the same as political campaigns. For example, you can be quarantined at any time and put in a quarantine site, and the quarantine sites can also be a place of political persecution. No matter who you are, as long as the Chinese Communist Party says you've tested positive and a nucleic acid test, it will deprive you of all rights. Yeah, these Chinese Communist Party quarantine sites are actually what you'd have to call an alternative form of concentration camp. You said you gotta wonder what's going on with China. Well, not surprising. We had the Summer of Love, right? 2020. Yeah, the Summer of Love. Was that the Portland mayor that called it that? Yeah, the year of violence. Black Lives Matter protests, the summer of 2020. Not surprising that more and more people have armed themselves and are packing at any given time. A report released Friday finds that the number of concealed carry gun permits in the country rose 10.5% in the last year. More than 21 million people now have concealed carry permits. The number of people getting concealed carry permits has increased by 48% since 2016 and grew by 10.5% amid the pandemic just the last year. Now, that 10.5% increase translates to a record 2 million new concealed carry permits compared to the prior year's record of 1.8 million new permits. Outside the severely restrictive states of New York and California, 10% of adults in this country have a concealed carry permit, although that number comes down to an average of 8.3 when those two states are factored in. There are 21 states known as constitutional carry that enables their people to carry concealed guns without a permit at all. 15 states have more than 10% of the respective populations with the permit. Alabama leads the way with 32.1% of adults in that state carrying concealed. So you're right there, 1 in 3 people in Alabama. 6 states, Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Indiana, Pennsylvania, and Texas, each have more than 1 million people with concealed carry permits. How about the number of women? Women carrying concealed rose overall during the pandemic by around 2%, with 14 states having 28% of their permits going to women. Comparatively, permits for women grew 108% faster than for men during the period. Yeah, a lot of women looking to protect themselves. And of course, with the surge in permits, you're also tracking an increase in gun sales last year and the first 7 months of this year, increasing 13% year over year, breaking records from the prior years since they started keeping records all the way back in 1999. All right, with that, we're up to news update here, top of the hour. Got a full hour yet to fill. Wide open lines at 844-844-3388. Jump on board as we roll into a Monday. The Steve Sommers Overnight Drive live from the Hot Shot Secret Studios.
USA Radio News with Chris Barnes.
Folks in the nation's heartland said to stay on alert as severe weather could stretch into the night. The Storm Prediction Center forecasting the continued potential for outbreaks of tornadoes with widespread damaging winds in sections of Oklahoma and North Texas. A woman is dead and 14 people injured after a mass shooting at a crowded bar in St. Paul, Minnesota early Sunday morning, and now 3 suspects are being treated for gunshot wounds but will be booked as soon as they're discharged. The mass shooting happening at the 7th Street Truck Park, a bar and eatery near the XL Energy Center in downtown St. Paul. No word on a possible motive. A Facebook VP says the company is trying to make Facebook and Instagram a safer place for teens.
We can't change human nature, and can do is change our product, which is exactly what we're doing.
Facebook's Nick Clegg on CNN's State of the Union. This is USA Radio News.
You know, a lot of times you have to choose between something high quality or something that saves you money. But if you can get both, why not? Especially when it comes to healthcare. And that's Medishare. You get both. The typical family saves $500 a month switching to Medishare. And that's huge. But it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch too. The customer satisfaction rate for Medishare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. It's because Medishare works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge PPO network. So yeah, really, you could save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. If you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. Here is the number you need. Call 833-34-BIBLE. That's 833-34-BIBLE. 833-34-BIBLE.
Former White House press chief Stephanie Grisham says she regrets not resigning from her post as Melania Trump's chief of staff sooner. She said on NBC's Meet the Press, people should believe her written account of what it was like to work for the former president because she's now far removed from Washington, and adds she thinks Trump actually believes he won the 2020 election, and she also doesn't believe he's going to run in 2024. Crude oil prices were up in recent days, and analyst Trilby Lundberg says that means gasoline prices rose too.
Gasoline prices moved up 6 cents per gallon to $3.31, $1.07 higher than it was a year ago.
Georgia, the new number one team in the country after Alabama's historic loss to Texas A&M on Saturday. The Bulldogs, the number one now in this week's top 25 coaches poll, their first number one ranking since 2008. The Crimson Tide falling to 5th. And this is USA Radio News.
Lights out, everybody.
Matt Dillon, United States Marshal. The first man they look for and the last they want to meet.
Pleasant dreams.
The greatest radio shows of all time, USA Classic Radio Theater, on these radio stations or on demand by searching USA Classic Radio Theater. USA Classic Radio Theater.
The San Francisco Federal Reserve President Mary Daly says COVID-19 is still impacting the U.S. economy, telling CBS's Face the Nation that right now the rise in costs of everyday items is directly linked to supply chain issues being felt nationwide. She says once the country's finally past the pandemic, it will see the sort of economy it's more used to. She says holiday shopping could be a bit of an issue this year with delays and maybe some price hikes because of the supply of products across the board. And for USA Radio Day, cotton prices the highest they've been in 10 years as prices reached $1.16 a pound on Friday, hitting prices last seen in 2011. Unlike then, though, the brunt of this spike isn't expected to be on retailers, but is being passed along to consumers. The man who brought us Captain Kirk says he's disappointed, but it's okay that his real-life trip to the edge of space is being delayed slightly because of the weather. William Shatner making the trip, as we reported a few days ago, but now Blue Origin says all vehicle mission requirements have been met, and the astronauts started some training today, but because of the forecast winds on Tuesday, the launch will be postponed today to Wednesday, so takeoff is now scheduled for Wednesday the 13th at 8:30 a.m. Central Time. And for USA Radio News, I'm Chris Barnes.
At Hot Shot Secret, we share the science behind common diesel problems. For example,
stiction.
Found throughout the oil system, stiction is the sticky friction that negatively impacts your engine's ability to function at an optimal level. The molecular structure of oil is a hydrocarbon. The engine's extreme heat, tight tolerances, and high pressure cause the oil to break down and release hydrogen, leaving behind varnish, a carbon-based deposit. The varnish clings to the engine's moving parts, creating drag on the turbocharger, oil pump, and pistons. Symptoms of stiction include a rough idle and the loss of fuel economy and performance. Hot Shot Secret Stiction Eliminator delivers a 98% clean rating in third-party scrub tests. Its synthetic cleaner plus nano lubricant contains no harmful solvents and is formulated to be left in the engine to safely dissolve stiction for thousands of miles. It works as you drive.
Stiction Eliminator is available at truck stops, Tractor Supply, O'Reilly's Auto Parts, and online at HotShotSecret.com. Hot Shot Secret. Powered by science.
Here we go, final hour on a Monday. Everybody loves Mondays. Yeah, you know it's my favorite day. Yeah, we've got clear lines at 844-844-3388. In the central states, where the first several hours of the program had numerous tornado warnings. Some of those were actually confirmed on-the-ground tornadoes. You know, kind of see when the sun comes up how much damage may have been left behind. Yeah, I have not yet seen their reports coming in about damage. Later today, All the severe weather in the central states continues to transition northerly and easterly, impacting a broad area of the Midwest, heading up toward the Great Lakes. Meanwhile, out west, gusty winds are going to be blowing through the southwest, starting later today as a potent storm tracks inland across the west coast, and the frontal boundary shifts southward later today and into Tuesday. Now, according to forecasters, they anticipate strong, widespread winds to develop across California and southern Nevada first. 40 to 60 mile an hour winds beginning late today. As cooler air rushes into the region, higher gusts 60 to 80 miles per hour across the higher elevations of these areas where the winds can be funneled. We could see maybe even 90 mile per hour wind gusts. So this is going to be definitely some difficult travel conditions, blowing dust, and of course, any existing wildfires will rapidly spread. High crosswinds will make for very difficult travel, and blowing dust greatly reducing visibility on the roadways. Due to these factors, the National Weather Service issued a high wind watch across parts of California, including Fresno, Sacramento, Stockton, Chico, Bakersfield, a number of major highways covered by this. High wind watch for Palmdale, California, Kingman, Arizona, and even Las Vegas, Nevada. Wind advisories issued for parts of coastal California, San Francisco, San Jose, Salinas. These winds will be significant and widespread travel disruptions. I think the winds may be high enough in some areas to maybe even impact some air travel out west, right on the heels of what was just a crazy weekend, as we were talking earlier, with Southwest Airlines having canceled 1,800 flights over the weekend. And we're not really exactly sure yet, what's going on with Southwest. Now, due to the current drought situation in the Southwest, the threat for wildfires is already elevated. And the foliage is dry and brittle, and that's just great fuel for wildfires. Now, as of early Saturday morning, there were 9 large active fires across California, including the Windy Fire in Sequoyah National Forest. Good news is that one is, it was 85% contained. You got to can't help but wonder what winds like this will do with some of these fires, though. They could rapidly, become much more out of control. A fire weather watch is also in effect in places like Redding, Lakeport, Blue Canyon, California, telling residents prepare for the potential rapid spread of fires. Obviously, outdoor burning is not recommended. So that's from CAL FIRE. And with the winds also, they anticipate a possibility of some of those rolling, brownouts, blackouts, as the utilities actually cut people's power off, anticipating the high winds possibly coming down, bringing trees down on power lines and whatnot. So it could make for a fun day later today out in California. Of course, we had Chris on the line Friday morning, and we were talking a bit about it. How is it? What is the deal with everything in the supply chain? Is there anything that's not really seen some disruptions in getting to the store shelves? I had a story from someone says, is it just me, or does it feel like we're running out of everything? I went to CVS last week to pick up some at-home COVID tests. They'd been sold out for a week. According to an employee, he said, what about paper towels? Oh, we're out of those too. And he said, try Walgreens. I drove to Walgreens. Well, they had paper towels. When I asked the pharmacist to fill some very common prescriptions, he told me they had run out. Try the Target up the road. Target's pharmacy had the meds, but its front area was alarmingly barren, like the canned food section of a grocery store an hour before a hurricane makes landfall. This just seems to be the economy today. What would be a 1-hour errand turns into a multi-hour odyssey trying to find your basic needs. Next day deliveries are becoming day after next deliveries. Of course, that car or truck part you need, well, yeah, that'll be another week or longer. Yeah, that book you were looking for, well, come back in November. Yeah, that baby crib you bought, maybe it'll be here in December. Yeah, if you're looking at a new home improvement job that requires several construction workers, you pray they'll get to you next year. We are not yet experiencing a downturn akin to the 1970s stagflation. This is different, and it's strange. Yeah, GDP is growing, but we're suffering from an incredible, shocking array of things: test kits, car parts, semiconductors, ships, shipping containers, workers. It's the everything shortage. Now, the everything shortage is not the result of one big bottleneck in, say, like Vietnamese factories or the American trucking industry. We're running low on supplies of all kinds. A veritable hydra of bottlenecks. Of course, we know the coronavirus pandemic snarled shipping several ways. It sent hundreds of billions of dollars to cabin-fevered Americans. Yeah, a lot of that cash has flowed into the hard goods, home goods, furniture, home improvement material. Much of that has to come out of Asia or travel through East Asia. But that region, dealing with the Delta variant, which has been considerably more deadly than previous mutations, it has caused several shutdowns of semiconductor factories across Asia, just as demand for cars and electronics started to pick up. Yeah, we know what that's done. That's why you can't get that new truck anytime soon. Then, of course, you roll in the container ships anchored or drifting off the coast of the ports. Just as a normal traffic jam consists of too many drivers trying to use too few lanes, the traffic jam at the California ports has been exacerbated by more consumer demand, slamming into a shortage of trucks, truck drivers, and port workers. If the ships can't be unloaded, not enough empty containers are in transit to carry all that stuff that consumers are trying to buy, so we're getting a lesson around the world. Economy 101. High demand plus limited supply equals prices spiraling to the moon. Before the pandemic, reserving a container that would hold roughly 35,000 books cost $2,500. Today, it costs $25,000. And we wonder why prices are going up and away, right? All right, rolling up on 16 past the hour. It is 844-844-3388. The Steve Sommers Overnight Drive, live from the Hot Shot Secret Studios.
Live from the Hot Shot Secret Studios, the Steve Sommers Overnight Drive.
You work hard. You deserve a seat that works just as hard as you do. The Bostrom T-Series seat has provided drivers with comfort for millions of miles over the past 3 decades. Each seat is built right here in the USA and has 4-position front cushion tilt and higher low-profile air suspension with Isolator. It's also equipped with many standard and optional comfort features, such as high and mid backrests, 9.4-inch fore-aft slide adjustment, adjustable armrests, and manual or dual air lumbar support systems to keep you comfortable throughout your ride. Build your T-Series seat today at BostromSeating.com and ensure your ultimate comfort for wherever the road takes you. Bostrom Seating, the ultimate comfort for the open road.
Whether you're a diesel pickup performance enthusiast or just looking for a small upgrade, when selecting common rail fuel system components, look no further than Exergy Performance. At Exergy, you'll find injectors, pumps, and more, engineered like no others on the market using state-of-the-art equipment run by people that have been in the business for decades. So if you're in the market for common rail components at any power level, contact Exergy Performance or one of the many dealers listed on our website at exergyperformance.com.
The Hotshot Secret Facebook page gets a lot of robust Q&A about diesel problems and their solutions. We listen to our customers. Here are their words straight from their mouths about Hotshot Secret Everyday Diesel Treatment. Our fans call it EDT.
I'm John Sharp, a.k.a. Jay Sharp from Newburgh, Pennsylvania. Using EDT, my local fuel mileage went to average of 22 to 23, and my highway MPG went to 26 to 28.
Hi, I'm Danny. I'm from Arizona. I drive a 02 Ford Excursion. I use EDT at every fill-up, and my mileage went from 12.5 miles to gallon to 14 miles per gallon. I highly recommend it.
Everyday Diesel Treatment delivers a 6-in-1 premium fuel treatment for every fill-up, every time.
Everyday Diesel Treatment is available at truck stops, Tractor Supply, O'Reilly's Auto Parts, and online at HotShotSecret.com. Hotshot Secret, powered by science.
Are you having trouble sleeping? Are you tired all the time? Growing older is a fact of life. Our skin starts to wrinkle, muscles get weaker, and our energy levels plummet. If there was a product that may help you slow down these symptoms of aging, would you be interested? I want you to go to getonthegel.com. That is getonthegel.com. Watch this 4-minute video that explains more about this amazing product. Or call us at Youth Fountain HGH today at 513-472-0699 for more information.
Dean Michael, the tax doctor, here with Tax Help MD. As many of you know from Steve Sommers' show, I've been helping professional drivers solve their tax problems. I can help you too. If you've been struggling with back tax debt, call me now at 888-557-4020. Let's face it, these problems aren't going away all on their own. You need professional help so you can sleep better at night knowing you're in good hands. It's like I always say, keep your eyes on the road, I'll keep my eyes on the IRS. 888-557-4020.
For anything diesel, take it to Shy Diesel. They provide a wide variety of services and diagnostics to determine what the problem is with the latest technology. From simple oil changes and preventative maintenance to fuel system diagnostics and repairs, engine rebuilds and cylinder head repairs, and rebuilds with our in-house machine shop. They also have on-site DPF cleaning for exhaust issues and DOT inspections. If your diesel is asking for some attention, Shy Diesel has the specialist you need for anything diesel. Located in Terre Haute and Lafayette, Indiana, and Effingham, Illinois, Shy Diesel has you covered.
The Overnight Drive with Steve Sommers. Live from the Hotshot Secret Studios. Call Steve now. 844-844-3388. That's 844-844-3388.
Well, I guess depending on where you were, because you would have had to been in the right proximity to have seen it. But it was a really bright light. A flash of light 3 times as bright as a full moon. Lit up the night sky over the mountains of Colorado. As fall descends, meteor season is in full swing, they tell us, and it's going to increase as we head further into October. But multiple eyewitnesses from Castle Rock to Boulder, Colorado, reporting that streak of light traveling north of east about 4:30 in the morning Mountain Time when it exploded in midair, turning night into day for a split second. It was caught on multiple residential security cameras, which many people have shared their video online. with abundant sightings of the meteor reported, which were confirmed by Cloud-Bait Observatory and lightning mappers aboard 2 satellites. The American Meteor Society is conducting an analysis of the event. First became visible 54 miles above the mountains just east of Vail, moving slightly north of east at 55,000 miles an hour. During its 30-mile journey through the upper atmosphere, it fragmented twice, causing flares of light as bright as the full moon, disintegrating at an altitude of, say, 35 miles above Vasquez Peak, producing a flash 3 times brighter than the full moon, briefly lighting up the sky. The meteor reportedly appeared outside of Estes Park, is thought to have headed somewhere near Boulder, west of Denver. Now, this is the time of year. There are 2 distinct meteor showers active here in the month of October. One is the Southern Taurids, September the 10th to November 20th. The other's the more impressive Orionids, which continues through November the 7th. The peak is actually coming up on October 21st. Right now, stargazers can witness an estimated 13 meteors per hour in the early morning hours. So maybe keep an eye on your door cam as meteor season gets busy. I saw some of the video, and that was a really bright light. And I just kind of can't help but wonder if little segments of that may have come down on somebody's roof, in the form of a micrometeor, that kind of thing. Oh, hello, heat wave.
I thought that was kind of strange, and how you segmented it and segued that to me, meteorite boy.
There was no intent whatsoever, right? Doing well. What's up?
Oh, luck of the draw. Oh, not a whole lot. Just got word heading to work this morning, and tell you what, A&M sure pulled a shocker on Alabama, didn't they?
Yes,
I was really
they did.
impressed with their win. Of course, I didn't want to brag on the boys just yet, but I guess they're well deserved their due. I mean, it's only been 10 years since they last beat them. So, yeah, congrats to the Aggies. Of course, they'll get the big head and lose to Ole Miss next week, so I ain't too worried about that. Well, y'all don't have to make fun of me and my artificial lawn anymore. I planted some rolls of sod in the front yard, so I'll actually have use for the riding lawnmower instead of being a snake house or a little lawn ornament. So that was an interesting experience laying down sod. I'd never done that before, and I sure hope I gave it plenty of water, because I don't want to come back next spring to nothing but brown turf.
Yeah, and it's got a take, right?
Yeah. Yeah, the 2 soils have got to meet together, then the roots have got to be, they got to go down and get to the other ground, which ain't native to them. And that wasn't too bad. I went straight to the sod farm there in Moriarty, 7 miles east of us. And I figured for $6.70 a roll, that wasn't too bad. So I'm pretty happy with what happened there.
Mm-hmm.
No, I missed out on I'm too far south of what they seen there in Colorado. That would have been interesting, sure enough. Of course, people will start thinking about Starship Troopers, how the bugs were bombarding the earth with rocks. So I'm sure there was plenty of panic out there after the initial surprise. So how the rowing do this weekend?
I did not get to attend, but they actually had a tournament yesterday. First game, his team won. So it's 4 teams. The first game, the winner moves ahead. The second two teams play, and the winner of that meets the winner of the first. And they lost their second game, so they came in second in the tournament. So I guess not a bad weekend.
No, that's pretty good. That's good. All right, now you realize we depend on you for the sports. I mean, if we don't get our weekly fix of Rowan's football, we just don't know how to act out here.
Yeah.
So, hey, I was listening to the CBS News. I don't know why, but it just so happened that I was one day. Apparently, Trump had this big rally in Iowa here, I guess Friday night or over the weekend.
Yep.
And the CBS guy come out and said Trump was out there blatantly lying about the election. I mean, he said that on his report. And I'm thinking, where were you clowns at when the Democrats were blatantly lying about Trump and the yellow stream bed and all the other stuff that he was supposedly doing that he wasn't doing, but y'all carried on that claim anyways. I mean, that's not reporting. What that is, that's just interjecting your own opinions, trying to make it seem like it's newsworthy. So these folks, pretty soon they're going to come to realize that people are absolutely going to turn them off altogether, because we don't want to listen to hit pieces. We want to listen to news, not someone's opinion, not someone's, afterthought. We want to hear news, middle of the road news. And I mean, it's been going on this way where they've been leaning to the left. That, even if they were to report newsworthy items, would we out here even recognize it as newsworthy items? So, other than that, yeah, it was a quiet weekend out here. They had the balloon fiestas over with. I guess they had a very good turnout, considering they didn't have one last year. But, yeah, it seemed like everyone had a good time, and the weather was actually working for them this year. So they had multiple takeoffs, mass ascensions. I think this weekend, though, it might have been windied out. So they did what they call a static display on Saturday, and I don't know what they did Sunday because I slept right through it all.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, all in all, it was a good weekend. I'm just looking forward to going back to work so I can get sleep. Like, that's the only place where I can get sleep is when I'm at work. Not behind the wheel, of course. Anyway. So, other than that, I guess that's about it for me.
So as far as enjoying a couple days at the hacienda, it was more, I mean, if you were out there laying sod, it was probably more work than pleasure.
Well, I mean, that was a labor of love right there. It's the first time, like I said, I've ever did that. It wasn't much, but it was enough for me.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, doing all the honeydews that my wife can't do because of her conditions. I talk about the air conditioning situation, but we ain't got time for that. So, no, it was a bunch of honeydews, errands to run, things to get. But, yeah, I'm pretty happy to go back to work here. So, other than that, everyone else doing all right out yonder?
Yep, everybody. Yep, hanging with them.
Seen Puppet got himself a nice buck opening weekend of deer season, so congratulations to him. And, there's a reason why, guys, we have to wear orange is because too many hillbillies and rednecks are shooting ourselves trying to get that awesome doe or that buck out there. So y'all be careful with the guns and enjoy the hunting season. Well, I'll let y'all tomorrow then, Steve. Have yourself a good morning.
All right, thanks for checking in. Heatwave, do appreciate it. Plenty of room for you at 844-3388. Pappy had sent me a message earlier this morning that I guess he's out there patrolling the streets tonight, and he said the deer are out. Beware, it's that time of year. Yeah, what are they? It's a mating season. what do they call that? Rutting season. Yeah. The Bucks are out there looking for a friendly doe, right? And we return after a news break. The Steve Sommers Overnight Drive live from the Hot Shot Secret Studios.
USA Radio News with Chris Barnes.
Folks in the nation's heartland said to stay on alert as severe weather could stretch into the night. The Storm Prediction Center forecasting the continued potential for outbreaks of tornadoes with widespread damaging winds in sections of Oklahoma and North Texas. A woman is dead and 14 people injured after a mass shooting at a crowded bar in St. Paul, Minnesota early Sunday morning, and now 3 suspects are being treated for gunshot wounds but will be booked as soon as they're discharged. The mass shooting happening at the 7th Street Truck Park, a bar and eatery near the XL Energy Center in downtown St. Paul. No word on a possible motive. A Facebook VP says the company is trying to make Facebook and Instagram a safer place for teens.
We can't change human nature, and can do is change our products, which is exactly what we're doing.
Facebook's Nick Clegg on CNN's State of the Union. This is USA Radio News.
Bingo fun fact number 24. Online bingo is now America's favorite pastime activity. Go to BingoRadioUSA.com to play Bingo Treasure for free. Play from any device, your smartphone, tablet, or computer. The account is free. The play is free. Play one card, play more. Chat with other players. Meet new friends. It's all free at BingoRadioUSA.com. That's BingoRadioUSA.com. Bingo from any device. Hurry! Free accounts are limited.
I know it's just October, but it's never too early to look for Christmas gifts and give those you love the gift of a good night's sleep. Go to MyPillow.com, shop for great gifts including the original MyPillow, MyPillow slippers, mattress toppers, pet beds, and of course my promo code USA will save you up to 66% on anything on the MyPillow website. Go to MyPillow.com, promo code USA, and give someone a gift that you love.
Live from the Hot Shot Secret Studios, the Steve Sommers Overnight Drive.
Hi, this is Pete Matouche. In 1999, my brother started the Turbo 3000. We're proud to continue on with his legacy.
The fuel that you've spent your hard-earned money on is completely burned, and that's your profit going right back where it belongs, in your pocket.
For our Canadian customers, you can get the Turbo 3000 from manufacturer direct. Call us at 888-567-1007. For a limited time, save $45 off total purchase using coupon code SteveSaves at turbo3000.com.
For the last 15 years, the Big Rig Mattress has been manufacturing a premium residential mattress for over-the-road truckers. The main support component of the Big Rig Mattress is an individually pocketed spring cord that delivers the optimal amount of support exactly where you need it. Check out thebigrigmattress.com to learn more about this exceptional mattress. Many sizes are stocked and can ship within 72 hours. Custom sizes also available. 100% made in the USA since 2009.
At Hot Shot Secret, we share the science behind common diesel problems. For example,
turbocharger spool time.
Turbochargers are designed to increase the efficiency and power of the diesel engine by forcing compressed air into the combustion chamber. Temperatures inside the turbo can reach upwards of 400 degrees. The oil meant to lubricate the bearings will burn, leaving behind a sticky residue called stiction. The turbo's ability to spool up quickly is hindered because the stiction-covered bearings can't spin properly. Hot Shot Secret Stiction Eliminator cleans the stiction from turbo bearings, reducing spool time, and builds maximum boost sooner in the RPM range. Stiction Eliminator is a synthetic cleaner plus nano-lubricant that contains no harmful solvents and is formulated to be left in the engine to safely dissolve stiction for thousands of miles. It works as you drive.
Hot Shot Secret Stiction Eliminator. Available at truck stops, Tractor Supply, O'Reilly's Auto Parts, and online at HotShotSecret.com. Hot Shot Secret. Powered by science.
Drivers, you demand that your equipment's reliable and dependable, and that also applies to your headset for communication. Well, our friends at Stellar Electronic have you covered. The Pluto Duo headset bundle is the best communication headset you can find in the industry. No matter the challenging environment you're driving in, the Pluto headset will make you sound crystal clear all the time thanks to their 99% noise cancellation. And the Duo's not only a stereo converter for the headset, but also a power bank so you can charge as you go. Learn more at StellarElectronic.com or visit them on Facebook.
For anything diesel, take it to Shy Diesel. They provide a wide variety of services and diagnostics to determine what the problem is with the latest technology. From simple oil changes and preventative maintenance to fuel system diagnostics and repairs, engine rebuilds and cylinder head repairs, and rebuilds with our in-house machine shop. They also have on-site DPF cleaning for exhaust issues and DOT inspections. If your diesel is asking for some attention, Shy Diesel has the specialist you need for anything diesel. Located in Terre Haute and Lafayette, Indiana, and Effingham, Illinois, Shy Diesel has you covered.
Pureflow Airdog, your leader in fuel air separation system technology. Our systems filter out water, particulates down to 2 micron, and remove all of the air out of your diesel fuel. This allows for nothing but pure, clean diesel fuel to reach the expensive injection system equipped in your vehicle. Not only do our fuel systems protect, they also come in a variety of flow rates to meet your performance needs. Our systems are compact and use OEM-style fittings for an easy installation. Learn more about our product at www.pureflowairdog.com and be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Protect your investment with Pureflow Airdog.
Because Channel 19's a little congested. Call Steve now at 844-844-3388. The Overnight Drive.
Yes, indeed. Plenty of room for you if you want to jump on board here. Let me get back to Big Sexy, I believe it is. Good morning. What's going on?
Steve.
Hey there.
Vic.
Oh, it's Vic. Let's say it said big vaccine, so I thought that might have been Big Sexy. Okay.
Big vaccine. No, not that. But anyway, I guess I must be kind of getting tired, sleepy, or something, slurring my words. But anyway, earlier tonight, you're talking about the Italian American Day or Columbus Day. I'm just going to touch on that real briefly. Until FDR renamed Italian American Day as Columbus Day and declared it a national holiday, it was actually a celebration of the achievements of the Italians in America, beginning with when the Queen Isabella of Spain financed Columbus, and he wound up in Costa Rica. He did not wind up in the United States, and that was the first Indians he encountered. And then there was Americus Vespuccia, who did land in America, and that's why it's called America today. Originally, it was just, America, then it was North America and South America. But if you wonder what all the fuss about Indigenous People Day is, look at the UN treaty we signed. And in that UN treaty we signed, it said that indigenous people who had conquered indigenous people or something or whatever, long story short, if we would, the conquerors would give land back to the indigenous people. And that's why indigenous people is being introduced into the language. And at some point, they're going to jump up and say, well, you need to give this land back or that land back. And because it really belongs to so-and-so, well, that would be nice, but that's really not the way it works, because that's just like we defeated Japan, who attacked us, but we really didn't take over Japan. The land, became occupied Japan for a while, and then they were released from that. And that kind of leads to my next topic here. The lieutenant colonel, the Marine lieutenant colonel that they have court-martialed and everything. Well, Steve, he's in rarefied company. Did you ever hear the term or heard of General Billy Mitchell, the Air Force captain? He was a general, I shouldn't say captain, but anyway, he told the Navy generals, admirals, that battleships were a thing of the past. Air power was going to be the deciding factor. And he told them this in 1920, in that era. And they basically told him to go fish. Well, on December the 7th, 1941, he was proven right and was reinstated back into service. So generals don't like being criticized. And when that lieutenant colonel, the Marine lieutenant colonel, when he said they did not withdraw from Afghanistan according to military or State Department protocol, and nobody is being held accountable, they didn't like that very well. And quite frankly, there is a procedure whenever we go to another country, whether it's at war or at a civil reconstruction. The State Department has to rely on civilian contractors. Some are from the United States, and some are from other places. We have to rely on local people. And there's a whole protocol that goes with all that. And an acquaintance I had years ago, when Idi Amin went on his murderous rampage in Uganda, he was sent over there to drill water wells, oddly enough. And he barely got out of Uganda, and basically Uganda was killing everybody that wasn't the same color as him. So there is a whole protocol that goes with that, and to even think that we left Afghanistan under that protocol is totally ridiculous. So whenever I just heard some of the discussion and everything, not only on your show but on other shows, I just keep thinking to myself, I'm not that highly educated, but I must have had some very good history teachers and some very good military people that basically said, here are the way things are supposed to happen. We're not saying that it always happens that way, but here's the way it's supposed to happen. And by and large, you're told when you get ready to go into the military that you're going to be probably the last to leave. And whenever being a medic, they said that probably 80% of the people we would treat would be civilians. And now they talk about collateral damage like it's nothing, which are usually talking about civilians. But when we go to war, there's a large civilian component of that. And I don't know what they teach anymore or how they do it or anything else. All I know is I have to go back, it's almost ancient history now, to the Vietnam era. And when they sent us to fight there in Vietnam, I don't care when I watch a Vietnam show, I find out something new. And for those that don't know, LBJ fought Eisenhower continually to give the Vietnamese the support they needed. And so whenever the Geneva Convention split Vietnam, we agreed to give them aircraft. Well, hidden in that was they couldn't get jet aircraft. We had to give them propeller aircraft. I didn't even realize that. That's why there were so many of those old Spads or Sky Raiders or A1Es. And that's why all those World War II and Korean War airplanes were going over there. And the one unit I was in at the time had the old C-119 gunships. And they were, and we knew that the Chinese and the Russians were providing jet aircraft to North Vietnam, and the Chinese and the Russian pilots were actually flying jet aircraft. And somehow, some way, that fact was never brought out or told to anybody, and that's why American pilots were flying jet aircraft over in Vietnam. I just, so many of the generals later on, I know there were for a time that they were reluctant to go to war post-Vietnam because they kept saying you can start a war a whole lot easier than you can end it. So, whenever I look at this country's history, there is no question, Steve, that it's indoctrination that they're doing now. It's not educating by any stretch of the imagination. And I don't know what their end plan is, but for Sylvester there in Australia, look up the Panama Canal. And our agreement with the Panama Canal was that we would go back to protect the Panama Canal if it became a threat to the United States. Well, China owns two of the largest ports going into the Panama Canal. The Taiwanese, they have an even larger agreement to operate the Panama Canal. So if Taiwan goes, then I guess that contract will go to China. I'm not exactly sure. And China also operates some of our largest ports now, the one being out there at Long Beach, where they have a royal mess out there that nobody can seem to sit down and say, we're going to clear these ports. That's rather fascinating. Another thing is that you were talking about all this stuff contributing to inflation, which it will. And when they had the oil spill out there last week, I know Chevy guy was talking about they thought an anchor or something and drug across an oil line. When my grandson did his annual encampment this year, he was sent out there to patrol the San Diego beaches and stuff. So exactly why he was on a gunship controlling that, I have no idea. But I do know that one thing that happens is that drug dealers are pretty good at throwing stuff out into oceans and beaches and lakes. And if they use a grappling hook or something to retain that, or maybe they're just trolling it behind a boat there where they can let it go if the Coast Guard or one of the DNRs come along. I don't know, but there's a very good chance that could have also contributed to it. We will have to wait and see. And the last thing I'll mention, Steve, is these Haitian refugees that are coming up here. They're not coming from Haiti; they're coming from Chile. And when the earthquake hit, they basically seen a chance to get out of Chile because Chile's not very nice to them. So a lot of those Haitian refugees aren't coming from Chile. They're actually aren't coming from Haiti.
Right.
They're actually coming from Chile.
They've been in Chile since the earthquake of 8 or 10, 12 years ago, however long it's been.
Right, 2010. Yeah, and Clinton still has his Haitian. It's actually a Clinton Bush initiative for the Haitian refugees.
Okay. Hey, well, Vic, thank you so much for your insight and your participating in the program. I saw a couple of people posted on Facebook something about the world's quietest room, and I'd never heard of it. Now, the one they've posted, the link I'm looking at here was actually at one point in time it's actually been beat by another room, the Orfield Labs in Minneapolis. The room's so quiet that the background noise measures in negative decibels. And apparently, I think the record anyone ever stayed in that room was like 45 minutes. It kind of starts to drive you crazy. So I did a little search, and I found the story from here several months ago, and this is actually a newer room. In 2015, Microsoft built the quietest place on Earth. It may sound like a sanctuary of meditative bliss, but few can stand being in the room for an elongated amount of time. After a number of minutes, you'll begin to hear your heartbeat. You stick it out a little longer, and you'll hear your own blood flowing and bones grinding. With no sound from the outside world allowed in, the almost absolute silence will gradually manifest itself as an unbearable ringing in your ears. And when all the fun's over, you'll likely lose your balance because of the lack of reverberation in the room. It sabotages your built-in spatial awareness. This particular building is at Microsoft's headquarters in Redmond, Washington. It is known as an anechoic, literally without echo chamber. They said it took years to design. In the outside world, we're exposed to some level of noise. But in the chamber, there's no air pressure at all on the eardrums. There's no echo. It says most people find the absence of sound almost deafening, a sense of fullness in the ears or some ringing. Very faint sounds become clearly audible because the ambient noise is pretty much non-existent. Yeah, when you turn your head, you can hear the motion. You can hear yourself breathing, and it actually sounds loud, they say. The background noise in the echoless chamber is as close to the absolute zero of sound as you can get without entering a vacuum. How wild is that? Yeah, the concrete bunker currently holds the Guinness World Record for the quietest place in the world. Yeah, this facility, again, it stole that title from the other chamber there in Minneapolis, which the Orfield Laboratories at one time was dubbed the quietest place on the earth. And in that particular facility, it's actually open to the public, and you can kind of take a tour. I believe someone said their website said it's like $125 an hour to take a tour. And if you want to try to beat the Guinness World Record or whatever, it's like $600 an hour. But as far as this Microsoft facility built in 2015, the longest anyone's ever been able to stay in it, it says somewhere about 55 minutes. No one has been able to stand being in there for an hour, if you could imagine. That is wild. There was an article from Smithsonian that said the Earth's quietest place will drive you crazy in 45 minutes. But again, Microsoft says the longest continuous time anyone spent inside their chamber, it's about 55 minutes. That is just wild. They said you can actually hear all of your internal organs working, and that's eerie. All right, quick timeout. We'll come back, wind things down, rolling into a Monday. The Steve Sommers Overnight Drive live from the Hotshot Secret Studios.
You're listening to the Overnight Drive with Steve Sommers.
Do you have a Dodge pickup and hate your automatic transmission? Of course you do. Levon Miller at Firepunk Diesel here, and we specialize in heavy-duty and performance transmissions for your 3-quarter or 1-ton Cummins-powered truck. So if you're interested in turning your stock slush box into a towing monster, call us today at 614-733-3744 or visit us online at shop.firepunk.com.
At Turbo 3000, our founder Andy Matoush firmly believed you should challenge yourself.
Put the most money back in your pocket, where it belongs. Four Wheeler magazine took our challenge, and they wrote it did exactly what we said it would do.
As fuel prices keep going up, get your Turbo 3000 today. Call us at 888-311-9993. Always free shipping in the USA, and for a limited time, save $45 off total purchase using coupon code STEVESAVES at turbo3000.com.
Attention all truckers, Dean Michael, the tax doctor here. I want to talk to you about those dreaded tax problems. I know you want to keep on trucking and not even think about them. Well, let's face it, they're not going away all on their own. You need professional help. I've been helping truckers put their tax problems in the rearview mirror for years. I can help you too. Call me for a free consultation at 888-632-4506 or go to mytaxhelpmd.com. It's like I always say, keep your eyes on the road, I'll keep mine on the IRS. 888-632-4506.
How do you sleep on the road? After downtime, do you wake up well-rested and invigorated or tired, achy, and sore? Well, if it's the latter, you're not sleeping on the Big Rig Mattress. The Big Rig Mattress is a hybrid with an individually pocketed spring core that's engineered to deliver the best restorative sleep for your time on the road. Learn more about the Big Rig Mattress at thebigrigmattress.com or call 877-736-4233. The Big Rig Mattress, 100% made in the USA since 2009.
Because Channel 19's a little congested. Call Steve now at 844-844-3388. The Overnight Drive.
All right, final check on our travelers' weather out in the country, which, as we've progressed through the overnight hours, it looks like the storms have decreased in intensity a bit, but we're still looking at a lot of rain out there. Rains extending from eastern Texas right up through the heart of Arkansas. You get up into Missouri, heavy rains over north central and northwestern Missouri, some of that moving up into southern Iowa. Yeah, those rains will be progressing probably on into Des Moines in the next hour or so. Heavy rains over much of eastern Kansas, north central Oklahoma once again. As the day progresses, sun comes up and things begin to warm up. Further to the north and east, that threat for severe weather continues to push northward on up into parts of Minnesota, Wisconsin, maybe Illinois, northern Indiana. And that'll be definitely slowing things down for the day ahead in that part of the country. Meanwhile, we were talking earlier about Taiwan, final note. And one of our listening friends said, we've been training for years, helping to assist in training Taiwan. Kind of like how we sent advisors and trainers in the Vietnam era in the beginning. Of course, we have the massive carrier groups over there in that region of the country. All right, thank you very much. Diesel prices, $4.01 per gallon at the Pilot in Franklin, Ohio, according to James. Really? $4 in this region of the country. And one last from the email bag. Morning, Steve, and the Hotshot Secret Nation. Happy Monday. It was great to hear Chris Gabrelchik Friday morning. I'm ready to get it started, ready to depart Fort Wayne for Sterling Heights and make the flip back once again. Yeah, the big pinch is on until the end of the year. All right, with that, we'll wrap it up on a Monday. Thanks so much for spending some time with us. Come on back. We'll do it again at the midnight hour tonight, Eastern Time, as we'll roll into a Tuesday, the Steve Sommers Overnight Drive, live from the Hotshot Secret Studios.
Never guess the places that I've been. You never guess the places that I've been. 'Cause everything is like a dream, yeah, but only in that dream that I live in. I'm never gonna let the day begin. Never gonna let the day begin. 'Cause everything is like a dream, yeah, but only in that dream that I live in. Oh, don't wake me up before you go, and I'll just make this bed my home. Oh, darling, please just let me sleep. Give me my dreams. Better from above. Nothing's ever as it seems, yeah, except in that world that I dream of. Never gonna lose the ones I love. Never gonna lose the ones I love. 'Cause everything is like a dream,